the same way that entrepreneurs are facing when it comes to getting dollars from corporate?
Well, initially, when I get into a new venture, I finance it. Like I usually use my money to start. And then as we get into new positions, I may take investment dollars. But like if you look at Branson Cognac and Le Chemin Noir Champagne, I own the entire company. Like those, that's completely Black owned.
Well, I want to talk about that, right? Sire Spirits.
Yeah.
So, all right, Sire Spirits, completely Black owned, like you said, liquor company. Talk about that, because I know you had challenges before that, right? So talk about that whole situation.
Yeah, you have the experience with major corporations like me. My particular experience with Beam Suntory, it was great in the beginning. It's great for us to work for them. Mm-hmm. It is not so cool when you start to own things. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I made a lot of money.
Pause. We got to put it on pause. Smash that like button. Welcome on into this early morning. Hopefully everyone is going to work or going to some form of goal or accomplishing something on the top of the week, Monday. How y'all feeling today? That's the first thing. I hope all is doing well. All are in pursuit, following your dreams and anything along that nature. But I had to bring this to the forefront, right? Because I just noticed something going on with this Diddy case that's just not sitting well with me. I feel like it's the riddle of the year, so we have to solve it, right? So let's solve it. I think this case is bigger than Diddy. Diageo, they already told Diddy, hey, look, since you're suing us for $2 billion off of racism, right? And Diddy has a case. George Clooney came out with Casamigo. Casamigo went all the way up. DeLeon, we heard nothing about DeLeon. Diddy's like, hold on. I'm paying you guys for distribution. We have a partnership, right? Why you have me on the back burner? That's not gonna work. So I kind of feel Diddy on that. Why do you have Diddy on the back burner if he made you gave him what, $60 million a year off Ciroc? Like, I wouldn't know what Ciroc was if it wasn't because of Diddy. And that's when I used to drink. I thank God I don't drink anymore. I think it's been, my birthday, January, February, June, July, August. It's September. It's been 9 months since I sipped on alcohol. They say that it take a year for it to get completely out your body. And I'm telling you, this is one of the best decisions I ever made. But let's stay focused on this, right? Because 50 Cent exposed a great point to me. He basically let you know, hey, look, something ain't right. Same thing with Judge Joe Brown. Something ain't right with this case. It's bigger than Diddy. And the question is, right, who are they trying to protect? That's the ultimate question. Who are they trying to protect? This is something like the Epstein situation. Who are they trying to protect? And if these alcohol companies, let me give you a background story on Diageo. Diageo is known as bootleg. They used to run booze from state to state when it was illegal, the prohibition time, right? Now they own all the alcohol stores and they own all the spirits. The spirits that you and I love drinking, maybe I used to love drinking. You have the Don Julio, you have the Ciroc. It's at the bottom of the screen. It's at the bottom of the screen right there, at the bottom of the screen right there, right? Those are all the branding that Diageo sponsors. Now you got two major distributors, the one that 50 Cent was talking about, right? And you have Diageo. Diageo like, hold on. Diddy, we paid you. We made sure you became a billionaire. Show us some respect. But I found it to be very disrespectful because you telling me I can only be underneath you guys. I can't be competition or run with you guys at an equal pace. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about that. But I'm going to run the video because I thought this was good. 50 Cent exposed the whole thing.
Money with them too. Like, there's a point, they did a deal that mirrored what Puffy's deal with Diageo was for Ciroc. So he didn't have ownership of that at any point, but he was getting a lot of money, like almost like $60 million a year at one point. So when you see him go to Daily On is when you see him have some issues. And it gets bad. And these people have really strong relationships. Don't think that the civil case doesn't turn into a criminal case faster because he's making them uncomfortable. That's a big part of it. You know what I mean? Like, you look, when you go to the spirits businesses, it's not governed. They got a discus board that they created, right? If you got two companies that are $3 billion a year.
Pause. What did 50 Cent just say? The spirit business isn't governed, which means they own all government. They own the politicians. They own the courts. They own the Supreme Court. They own the media. So that goes to show. I don't believe that Diddy is guilty for what they're saying that he's guilty for. I think it's a bigger purpose because you got to read in between the lines. They had these videos with Cassie and everybody else, right? 9-10 years ago. And side note, I'm not for putting your hands on women and all of that, but pimping is a whole different game. Prostitution is a historic, it was the first job ever, right? So you have to be in a different limelight for that. It was all okay just a week ago until he climbed up the wrong tree. Now, with the Cassie situation, the real reason why I don't really have any pity for the situation is because of the accountability factor. She was messing with a great guy. The guy introduced her to Diddy in the studio. Right after that, she went for the superstar. She went for the star. She chose up. So now that you chose up, it's been 9, 10, 15 years, right? Now you want out. What was your motive for coming out? Was you getting paid by Diageo? That should be the ultimate question. So now, instead of it going from a civil case, now it's going to a criminal case. But how is it criminal? Boosie was making a point the other day, and it made sense to me. It just made all the sense in the world to me. Boosie said, well, if that's the case, when you fly a woman out, and say, for instance, you in New York, and they all the way in Florida, and you decide to fly a chick out, right? And she decided to say, you know what? He ain't paid me enough. Or you know what? He paid me, but we're going to say that I wasn't satisfied. Let me grab the clout real quick. Let me just grab the clout. What y'all think is going to happen then? So this goes to show they're going to play with these laws, and it's the side effects of this case. But then it goes to show, how can you win at the game that you didn't create? I'm a critical thinker. How could you literally win at the game? You can only go but so far. I guess they let you get all the money in the world, right? But after you get all the money, then where's the power? Can we talk about it? But let's continue. Let's run it back. Let's continue.
That's completely black owned.
Well, I want to talk about that, right? Sire Spirits.
Yeah.
So, all right, Sire Spirits, completely black owned, like you said, liquor company. Talk about that, 'cause I know you had challenges before that, right? So talk about that whole situation.
Yeah, you have the experience with major corporations like me. My particular experience with being Centauri, it was great in the beginning. It's great for us to work for them. It's not so cool when you start to own things.
That part.
You see what I'm saying? So I made a lot of money with them too. Like, there's a point they did a deal that mirrored what Puffy's deal with Diageo was for Ciroc. So he didn't have ownership of that at any point, but he was getting a lot of money, like almost like $60 million a year at one point. So when you see him go to Daily On is when you see him have some issues. And they're not.
Facts.
It gets bad. And these people have really strong relationships. Don't think that the civil case doesn't turn into a criminal case faster because he's making them uncomfortable. That's a big part of it. You know what I mean? Like, you look, when you go to the spirits businesses, it's not governed. They got a discus board that they created, right? If you got two companies did $3 billion a year, and Beam Centauria and Diageo. The distribution level, it's very hard for you to get things to a point where you can do the numbers, the right numbers, the amount. So it's kind of like they incentivize the sales force by giving them box bonuses. And then when you sell a product, you get the bonuses off the boxes that's there. But
Commission.
you make that no matter what product you're selling.
Commission, right.
So if you sell Hennessy or Remy out the gate, they start to put downward pressure on the new companies. You see, I had a lawsuit with Remy. They said that because I had an oval shaped bottle.
What?
That there was some sort of product confusion, and I'm like, where? It's a big B in the middle of the fucking bottle. Like you don't own the shape, the whole shape of the bottle.
Hey, it made sense though. But smash that like button, tell a friend, and tell a friend this is the beginning, this is not the end. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. Is Diddy, is they putting things on Diddy? Is it illegal to have baby oil? Is prostitution illegal? Did these ladies, did they want to do these things? Leave them comments down below. I want to know what you think. I'm going to do an update on this story. We're going to follow this story all the way through. I want to prove a point to you. Judge Joe Brown proved a very good point to me. And I said, you know what, Joe Brown? You're so right. You're so right. I would definitely listen to a judge because they know the entire system, the ins and out of the system. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. Peace, blessings, and love. And remember, positivity over negativity always.